Good morning, Mr. McCallie. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. I'm just fine.
Mr. McCallie, I want to introduce you to the panel here who selected the University of California, Santa Cruz. They were, I have to say, they were definitely intrigued by your mascot first, but after doing some research, we found out that you're quite the prestigious university.
We are. Thank you very much, panel. I appreciate hearing that.
We realized that you guys are one of the top research universities in the country. Is that correct?
That is very correct. In fact, last year, the Higher Ed Times voted us #3 in the nation for our research impact. We were right behind MIT and Princeton.
Excellent. You can see well, I don't know if you can see it up there. We do have our Princeton banner since it is a local school for us, so they were nice enough to talk to us. So that was one that has drawn some attention, but certainly doesn't have the appeal of the banana slug.
Well, I like hearing that. You know, it looks like we need to get you guys a banner.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Okay, I'll get a pennant off to you.
I'm going to start off with Dejan here. He's got a few questions. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Fire away, Dejan.
Go ahead.
What is your school mascot and school colors?
The school mascot is the banana slug, and our school colors are blue and gold. And in fact, all of the University of California campuses, there are 9 general campuses and 1 graduate campus, and all of our colors are blue and gold because we're one university.
Excellent.
How did that become your mascot?
That's a very good question, and we're kind of proud of our history. Several years ago, in fact, it was in the 1980s, our chancellor wanted a different mascot, but our students decided they wanted the banana slug. And so the students picked the banana slug, they had a vote, and by a landslide, it won.
Do you want to tell them about your experience? Go ahead.
I saw it. I saw an actual banana slug before. It was like this big.
They get very big, and they can be different colors of yellow. And if they're big enough, they actually look like a banana lying in the redwood forest.
How many students attend your college?
How many students attend your university?
We have about 16,500. And so if you were thinking about, I'm not sure what size your school is, but that would be considered kind of medium size for college campuses.
Yeah, we're a very small school. We only have about 300 from K to 2.
Okay. Okay, so this would be considered big to you, but in the world of higher education, it's about medium size.
Excellent.
How many students start college at your school each year?
Each year, well, in fact, this year, in the fall, starting in September, we'll have about 3,700 new freshmen, meaning they're coming to us right out of high school, and we'll have about 1,200 new transfer students. They're coming to us out of another college, usually a California community college, and they start with us as juniors, meaning they've already done their first 2 years of work.
And that's what I did when I went to my school. I started at my local school level because it was much cheaper for me to go to a school there. I got a great foundation for my education, and then I transferred into the university that I went to, which is the College of New Jersey, and that way it saved me a lot of my expenses, and it still gave me that college experience when I got to live on campus at the higher level.
And that's exactly why so many students do it in California. They find that they and their families can save a lot of money by doing that route, the 2-year starting at our community college, and we have 112 community colleges in California.
Excellent.
So there's plenty to choose from. And then they transfer to us and finish out and get their UCSC degree.
Excellent.
How big are your class sizes?
Well, I'm gonna answer this because the biggest classroom that we have on campus only holds about 400 students. So most of our
That's our whole school.
class sizes are going to be very small compared to other colleges and universities. So you would find some of your early classes might have 150 to 200 students, And then when you start getting into being a sophomore, a junior, a senior, your class size will get very small. So some of our classes have 14 students in them.
Could you guys imagine going to school with the entire school here at Port Monmouth
I have a
Road?
question.
Go ahead, Elias.
Um, what's the room called that's that big?
What is that classroom called that holds that many students?
That, believe it or not, it's just called Classroom Unit 2.
Number 2.
That's not a very fancy name, is it? We have Classroom Unit 1 and Classroom Unit 2.
That's a good question. Go ahead, Alexis.
What types of sports are offered at your school?
What types of sports are offered there?
Okay, we kind of got frozen there, so I didn't hear the question.
What types of sports are offered at your school?
Okay, we have lots of different sports that we compete against other colleges and universities with, and that would include things like swimming, men's and women's diving. We have basketball, both men's and women's basketball. Oh, I see somebody got excited over that.
Yeah.
I like swimming. I love basketball. I like swimming.
Okay,
I don't know how to
I like hearing that. We have soccer, we have golf, we have rugby, and those are the ones, and we have men's and women's tennis. Those are the ones that we compete against, but then we also have a whole lot of intramural sports that our students love to participate in. And so that would be every kind of sport you can think about.
Yeah, we've learned that from a few of the other universities that we've talked to, and that intramural sport is where the students would play against other students on the campus, correct?
Exactly, yes. And a lot of students, because of where we're located, they really like to stay physically fit. And so they do a lot of biking and hiking and running. So we're a very active campus in that regard.
Now, I have to ask you this because this has been the theme at most of the universities. They've all been starting to brag about what they call their Quidditch club. Does UCSC have a Quidditch team?
Okay, I would imagine we do because we have enough Harry Potter fans at campus that I'm sure we do. I've never run across them. That's probably because they meet late at night.
Go ahead, Hannah.
What types of things are there to do at your college?
Besides the intramurals, what types of other activities are there to do at your school?
Well, you know, do you have clubs at your school?
Kind of. We still have some after school clubs where the kids get to meet. We have like a health club or an author study group that will meet occasionally.
Okay. So at UC Santa Cruz, we have over 100 student clubs. So that basically students that have a passion for something, they really enjoy doing something. If they can find two other students that like the same thing, they form a student organization. And then that becomes a new student organization. So it only takes 3 students. So you have a whole bunch of different interests. They can be academic interests, they can be personal interests, they can be social interests. So we have all sorts of clubs. We also have students that are participating in student government. So when you look at the way that UC Santa Cruz is arranged, we have 10 colleges within our university. And each of those colleges has its own student government setup. So many of our students like to participate in that. They like to participate within their college and they do student government. And recently, within our engineering area, our students won a competition in computer game design and also robotics.
Excellent. We've got some big-time computer fans here. They certainly are. Now, is the question I know they're going to ask you, is there a video game club?
Absolutely. And that is a lot of students that are interested in our computer game design major. They love being a part of that club.
Excellent.
Do you have any rivals?
Do you have any rivals?
Me personally or UC Santa Cruz?
UC Santa Cruz.
I was going to say because I think my other directors of admission within the UC system, we're rivals of each other. So we're colleagues and we're rivals.
Now,
We like to get the best students.
Do you play intercollegiately against the other UC schools?
Sometimes and in certain sports, but a couple of our campuses are Division I, and so they compete at a higher level than UC Santa Cruz.
Okay.
And so we compete against other Division III. That's what we are. We compete most of the time against other Division III schools.
Okay.
But in certain sports, we'll do that.
Good.
So let's see. In terms of rivals, it really depends what we're doing. I know that in tennis, and this is particularly true in our men's tennis team, they would consider Williams College a rival because it seems like every year they're competing against each other in the finals. And we have 7 national championships just in our men's tennis.
Excellent.
So that would be a rival for them. And then it just depends what other sports.
How about an academic rival?
An academic rival, we probably are looking at, our sister UC campuses as being our rivals in that regard. So we're all part of one University of California, but I think we do compete against each other sometimes academically.
Excellent.
Does your college have any traditions?
Does your school have any traditions?
Oh, we have many, many traditions, and some of them we'd like to ignore. But every year, at the beginning of the year, we have a commencement tradition that basically all the new students come into the campus and all the faculty at their college put on their robes and their degree, so that they look very collegiate, and they do a procession, and then they hear from the head of our university, our chancellor. And so that is a huge tradition. We have a tradition of students that really like to be very active. So politically, there's the tradition of being politically active.
Excellent. Go ahead, Elias.
What is your college best known for?
What is your school best known for?
What are we best known for? I think there's the obvious one, because we're a research university, we're best known for research. And that research can be in a lot of different areas. A lot of people just think of research sometimes as being in science or engineering, but we're also conducting research in music. We conduct research in the arts. We conduct research in the humanities. So, for instance, in our linguistics area, there's a professor whose research is trying to preserve the Mayan language. And I don't know if you've studied the Mayan culture yet, but that is really something that, the nation looks at. But right now, I think worldwide, what's very exciting about our campus is we are mapping and have mapped what's called the human genome. So what we've done is we've basically figured out the DNA of individual people, and what we hope this will lead to in the future is personalized health care.
Excellent. Yeah, I actually read the article about your mapping project. It was quite profound. It was very impressive.
Well, and it's impressive for a campus our size and our age, because we only started in 1965, and we're basically housing the project at UC Santa Cruz.
Excellent.
Why do most people choose to attend your school?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. Why do most people choose to attend your school?
I think it has a lot to do with our reputation. So the first thing in California, and I know this is true because I talked to a lot of students from out of state this year, they really want to make sure that when they get their degree, it's going to mean something. That it's going to, whether they want to go get a job or they want to apply to a graduate school, they want to make sure that their degree is going to count. And so by coming to UC Santa Cruz, you know that you're coming to an excellent University of California campus. And also, because we're one of the smaller UC campuses, you're going to get a lot of personalized attention from our faculty.
It's quite a beautiful campus as well, wouldn't you say?
It's one of the most beautiful campuses in the world. I'm a little biased, and I admit that. But when you look at our campus, we're located in the central part of California, right on the coast. And it just is a beautiful setting. So we're on 2,000 acres of wooded forest, redwood forest. We have deer that roam the campus. We have foxes and we have coyotes and sometimes we have mountain lions. So it's very rustic,
Yeah.
but a lot of students love the environment.
And very close to the beach as well, correct?
We're a mile from the beach.
There you go.
And when
guys
you
get the
look
best-
out from, we sit about a mile away from the downtown, and we're up on a hill. So when you look out, you actually see the Monterey Bay.
That's beautiful. I know that's what would draw me there. I'm an avid oceanman, so UC Santa Cruz would have definitely sparked my interest had I done my homework back in high school. Go ahead, Elias.
Well, and that's part of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that students from other states and other countries know about this little gem we call UC Santa Cruz.
And that's part of our biggest push here at Port Monmouth Road School in the preparation for these guys becoming 21st century learners. I mean, we want to push them to expand their horizons and see what's out there. And we have this wonderful technology that allows us to communicate and all across the world, and it's at our fingertips, and these guys are going to be the pioneers one day, so we want to give them all the experiences they can have.
I want to commend you all for doing this. This is a wonderful way to do college, investigation using all the technologies that exist today, and I can't wait to see what kind of technologies exist for you in a couple years.
Absolutely.
How big is your campus?
How big is your campus?
It's about 2,000 acres, and we have our campus that sits in Santa Cruz, but we also have some facilities in a town about 40 miles from us called Monterey, about 45 miles from us in Silicon Valley we have a presence. So usually we have little satellite campuses that students can also take advantage of.
How do most students get around the campus?
Well, that is an excellent question, and usually that is the first thing that when they come to take a tour of our campus, I'll either hear that question from students or parents or both. And they want to know, how do we get around? Because we don't allow students to have cars on campus, and so they really want to know how they're going to get from point A to point B. And the answer is that even though we're on 2,000 acres, I can walk from one side of the campus to the other in about 10 minutes. So a lot of students get around by walking. We have a lot of pathways throughout the campus. We also have shuttles that run every 10 minutes, and they go everywhere on our campus. And then biking is huge. We have so many students with bicycles, and they get around campus. So it's very easy to not only get around campus, but then our city bus system, you can get downtown in about 10 minutes. And those run every 15 minutes.
What are the most popular areas of study at your school?
Most popular areas of study.
Okay, so we have and this is really, sometimes I think most popular goes by numbers, and if you looked at the number of students, we would have any major in the biological sciences, and that's usually for students that are interested in going on to become a doctor, so for medical school. We have our engineering programs, and within engineering, I'd say the two that are very popular right now are the computer science, computer game design major, and bioengineering. So where you're combining technology and biology, those are very popular. Literature and psychology. And then one that's popular, but we keep it very small, is film and digital media. So for those students that want to go on and perhaps make movies or television shows or documentaries, they do a film and digital media major.
Excellent.
your school?
What is the tuition cost for UC Santa Cruz for out-of-state residents?
Okay, so for an out-of-state student, it would be approximately $23,000 of non-resident tuition and another $13,000, which is our regular tuition.
Okay.
So about $36,000 in tuition costs.
Well, that leads right into our next question, Claire. Go ahead.
Does your school offer scholarships?
Absolutely. Lots of scholarships are out there for students, not only that we offer, and the ones that we offer, they can be about your academics. So top students might gain what we call our top scholarship is called a Regents Scholarship, and it can pay up to $20,000 a year. We have other scholarships that are smaller, but they are also for academic merit, meaning the better student you are, the more scholarship money you may be able to qualify for. And then we have scholarships that students bring themselves, and it could be, local agencies or organizations that you qualify for because your parents are associated with the Elks Club or something that they're associated with. There are so many scholarships that are available to students. And talk about technology, there's great scholarship searches on the web that students can use to help find all sorts of different scholarship money.
Excellent. Go ahead.
What are the requirements for acceptance to your college?
What are the requirements for acceptance?
We have 3 areas that students have to complete to be kind of minimally qualified. And so I'm gonna talk about those, and then I'll talk a little bit of some numbers with you. So we need students to take examinations. These are standardized exams, so they have to take either the SAT or the ACT. So one of those 2 exams. They have to take college preparatory courses, and those college preparatory courses in California, we call them the A through G requirements, but they're courses in English, math, social studies, foreign language, history, visual and performing arts, electives, and science. So A through G requirements, and we have so many years of each of those subject areas that students have to do. And then, of course, the last one is the grade point average. So in the courses that you've taken, the A through G courses, we decide your grade point average. Now, I said I was going to talk a little bit of numbers with you. So we had over 33,000 students apply to be freshmen for us for next fall. And we only want 3,700 students to be able to enroll. So we have to deny thousands and thousands of students every year. So just being minimally qualified, just meeting those requirements that I just said, isn't enough. Students really have to think about doing more than the minimum. And then we also look at things like your leadership, your talents, students participating in technology efforts like this. That would be a good thing. So there's lots that we take into consideration.
That was going to be my next question. Do you guys take the holistic approach when looking at admissions?
Absolutely, and that's a great question. We take a holistic approach. We have 14 different faculty-approved criteria that we consider. And when I'm sending you the pennant, why don't I send you some of our materials so you can see what our requirements are?
I would love it. And that's what I keep explaining to the children here, that not only do you have to study hard in school and get good grades, and of course the standardized tests are important, but most colleges today look for a well-rounded and outstanding student.
We have to. With those kinds of numbers that I told you, we have to look for students more than just their test scores.
And that's
our faculty really want the best students academically, but also the best students that are going to be well-rounded and become great global citizens.
And that's what I told them, that when they have an opportunity to volunteer, whether it's at the local nursing home or programs along that, or when they get older to come back and work with me and the students who are in the elementary school now, all those different activities that they're doing will be looked at by which college that they're applying to.
Listen to your teacher. He's a smart man. He knows what he's talking about.
Go ahead, Allie.
Do you have any famous alumni?
Do you have any famous alumni?
We have lots of famous alumni, and I tried to think about, what ones you might know. Many of them are in things like science and medicine, and, some of them have won awards. We have a writer that's won the Pulitzer Prize several times. So do any of you know Maya Rudolph, actress?
Yeah.
Okay, so Maya Rudolph is a graduate of UC Santa Cruz. And Andy Samberg, that is going to be in an upcoming movie, he's one of our students from the past. So we have students that, have been successful and get into entertainment. That's where you see a lot of people that really know, are graduates. But we also have, there's a graduate of ours. His name is Joe DeRisi. You probably haven't heard about him, but he's looking for a cure for the SARS virus.
Oh, wow.
And we all believe that we're going to, in our lifetime, see him win a Nobel Prize in medicine.
That's quite profound. That's excellent.
That's right. So we have people that are doing things that they're very, very famous for in their field, but you might not know about them.
Excellent. Last one. Go ahead, Allie.
What do you like most about your college?
Well, it's hard to pick any one thing, but I am going to say I love going to work every day, and I've been at UC Santa Cruz for over 30 years.
Wow.
And I love it when I drive on campus and I see the ocean and I'm in the redwoods, and maybe I have to stop on my way into my office because a whole family of deer are crossing the road. So I really love, just the physical beauty of our campus. And then the other thing that I love about our campus is how exciting the work that's going on there. I love watching students interact with our faculty. I love watching them conduct research. In 2 weeks, our students, many of them are going to be graduating, and I'm going to go see students that I knew 4 years ago graduate, and I love seeing them be successful. So those are just a few of the things that I love about being at UC Santa Cruz.
It's funny, Mr. McCallie. It's almost the identical reason that I love teaching. It's something similar, except it sounds like yours is a much prettier campus than ours. But
I have to say, I really love, if I've had a very hard day and I'm driving off campus, I can't really complain. I look out and I see the Monterey Bay, and it's just beautiful.
Excellent. Mr. McCallie, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk with our students here today. I think you, absolutely have opened their eyes up to a world across the, although it's across the country, it's a new world to them. So it's something
Good.
that I hope that one day you'll see these guys' names on an application come across your desk.
I would love to. I hope I'm still around by that time. Could I ask each student to introduce themselves so I could personally say hello to them?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
My name is Dejan Cross.
Dejan Cross.
Dejan, nice to meet you.
Go ahead.
My name is Alexis Crespo.
Alexis Crespo.
Alexis, very nice to meet you.
Go ahead.
My name is Hannah.
Hannah.
Hannah, a pleasure.
My name is Elias.
Elias Boyle.
Elias, nice to meet you.
My name is Amanda Simone.
Amanda Sidoni.
Amanda, very nice to meet you.
My name is
Claire
Claire Brogan.
Brogan.
Claire, a pleasure.
My name is Allie Makowitz.
Allie Makowitz.
All right, Allie, and I saw your head come in and out of the frame, so hello to, there you are. Hi, Allie.
we tried to do
I
our
want
best.
to thank all of you. This was wonderful. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Well, thank you for taking the time to get up early and speak with us. It was absolutely wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'll send you some materials. Bye, everybody. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.